Howdy. Here's how to make your Unity terrain look just like the terrain in the game A Short Hike. I'm using Unity 2022.3.3f1 with the built-in render pipeline for this tutorial. If you are using the universal render pipeline, please refer to my other tutorial on that. First step is to create the terrain object in Unity. Next step is to import the 3 shader files into your assets folder. I put the link to the GitHub in the comments below. Next, import the textures you want to use for the terrain. It's important to note that each terrain object is limited to 5 textures, including the cliff texture. Make sure the texture settings are set to point for filter mode, bilinear, and no compression. Decreasing the max size value will make your textures more pixelated if needed. Next, import the Toon ramp texture. Make sure its settings are just like so. Create a new material and select the Toon terrain shader. Drag your cliff texture and ramp texture to their respective slots. Go into your terrain object settings and disable cast shadows. You can always re-enable it later if that's your preference. You can also decrease pixel error down to 1. Drag your Toon terrain material into the material slot. You can now go into the paint terrain category. Have fun messing around with the different terrain painting options. If you want to paint different textures onto the terrain, select Paint Texture and click Edit Terrain Layers, then Create Layer, then select one of your non-cliff textures. Repeat for all of your other textures. You can now paint your terrain with different textures. There are a few extra settings inside of the Toon terrain material that let you tweak things to your preference. The shaders used here are a modification of Probably Spoony's Toon terrain shaders. All I did was add the custom Toon lighting aesthetic in the scripts. I included a link to both his video and GitHub in the comments below. Bonus part. If you want the pixelated look of A Short Hike, do as follows. First, go into your assets folder and create a new render texture. Set the resolution to 384 by 216 and its filter mode to point. In your scene, create a new UI raw image and scale it to the screen. You can now assign your render texture to the camera's target texture slot. Make sure anti-aliasing is disabled in both the camera and render texture settings. That's it, you're done. If you like this tutorial, make sure to like and you can subscribe to my channel. I've included links to my Twitter and Blue Sky in the comments below. See ya.